The last time we refactored the signal hub to have a distinction between local events that are passing from, it's all front end, so front end events. Incoming events come from the channel but are not typed. Outgoing events, we haven't done anything yet. We got to pull something out of here, put them into outgoing events. And then I was thinking about observables, and then I kind of changed my mind because I thought all of these were observables, which are true, but they're not the same kind of observables because these are event bus, so they can emit into them. And what if I just want to take the incoming, transform them, and put them into observables? So I think there's probably still a space for, so this is like bus. This is local bus incoming. So I think maybe observables still has a place. You can go observables, and I guess it can be a map of member states, which is a map of, well, it's an observable of a member ID, it's a string, to a type of member state. And so we can do this. Observables, member states, and here we'll build this up. So we'll do create member states observable, which I can define down here. So we've got these things that are piping all of these into member state. And over here in webrtc manager, I was thinking we could create a scan thing, but I think all of us can benefit from that. So we'll go back into signal hub. And let's export, or let's define this function. Const create member states observable is the function that returns an observable. So here we'll do signal hub, and we'll listen to this, and we'll scan. So we need to import use before its declaration. Is that a problem? Because we're saying we're using this. What if you just did this? So you could define it in 2 steps. Then you can just, don't need a function here. Observable avoid. Why is this an observable avoid? Scan. Oh, well, this hasn't returned anything, is that right? Okay. Yeah, so we'll do this as having nothing yet. If we get something that's removed, then we'll do simply remove the thing. Don't care if it was on or off. We'll do return, wait, delete from accumulator with the member ID. Hold on. Okay, the value is what? Key and then member state. Oh, member state observable is a member ID, op, and state. Okay, so if op is removed, accumulator delete member ID. JS delete object key syntax is delete dot blank. That. and then return the accumulator. Otherwise, update it. Accumulator at the member ID equals the state. And also, in both cases, return the accumulator. Okay, so we add that into member states. So what we get is this ongoing thing that we can tally up. So in webrtc manager, we're interested in listening and we want to map it into something else. So we'll do signalhub observables, member states, and we'll just subscribe to the member states. And actually we'll pipe and transform this as well. And we'll map it. Okay, so we will take a function and return a new value. And so we get all the member states. And we want to object entries, member states, reduce them into previous value, current value, current index, reduce them, and then the initial value is unmuted. Let's just do unmuted count 0, member count is 0. That's the initial value. And what we're getting here is the member ID and their state. And we want to, and a accumulator. Previous value, or is it accumulator first? What was it again? JS reduce accumulator first. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to return some accumulator. So if Why don't we call it, instead of unmuted, just say mic on count. Mic on count. Member account. So if your mic is on, then accumulator mic on count plus equal 1. Also, just do the same for the fact of being here, member count plus equal 1. And then return the accumulator. That should give us some value. And then we look at this and do this. So let's grab this part. Okay, if the result of mic on count is greater than 0, and member count is greater than 1, so what's going on here? Mic on count does not exist on type void. Map. Turn the accumulator. Why is it void? Oh, we need to return this. There we go. Then we'll join if okay, I think we need this part. Otherwise, we'll leave okay, let's try it out. Unmute myself, got nothing. I go to Firefox. And I don't see anything really happening. Let's add some console logs. So who creates webrtc manager? Webrtc manager. We should just output the result every time. Console.log webrtc manager is peeking at this result. So mic on count 0, 0, member count is 1 for self, 2 for the other one. Let's join the space. Member count 3. There we get, oh. Yeah, okay, let's close one of these. Count is wrong. Count over here is 2. Unmute this. Nothing happened. Unmute that. Okay, not getting anything. Let's see what the upstream, we need to look at member states of this stream. So let's go to signalhub, and we set this thing on member state. I'm piping this and then scanning over this. So this should be a new thing. But let's also just tap into it and read it. So signalhub, observables, member states. Oh, no. Local on member state. Subscribe and just say, yeah, just print that out. I'm curious to what kind of signals we get. Member state, member ID, movements, member ID, states. Okay, we got that totally wrong here. Opt new state became this. Okay, we put that in wrong. Who did this? Movements. Movements, where are you? Members is states and movements. Okay. So go back to signalhub. Members is object of states and movements. Oh, but I only wanted to do something with one of them, right? States. Why'd you get error string? String number, volume number, or error string? You're saying you're getting states and movement. State is a type of member state, and emit echo key member state value. Can I just say this? Types member state. No. This is not just member states. Okay. On members. This is a movement. Something, and then states something. Movements is really, again, this member ID string to a, I believe it's a pause rot type times pause rot, then states. That's what members are. So then if we only do something with states incoming on members, all right, what do we get now? So close this. Member state, member ID, new, which is ourself. Okay. And Firefox joins. So we get a member state with that side. We get a member state on this side. So we get member count 2. We get member count 2. And if I unmute, okay, did nothing happen? Okay, this doesn't seem to be hooked up or something. Okay, but if I close this, whoops, we do get a drop in the member count. Okay, so let's check the hookup of the microphone. So where's our button now? Yes, we have the menu manager, and this thing has some state, which I think maybe can go with a local observable as well. All of this can. we kind of already have with the mic preferences. I mean, we can turn this all into some local observable. Mic open, the label, and then you could observe the changes. So we have microphone already. And what happens when you click on it? There's a callback, and it's handled here. Actually, let me see what the callback does. Clearly here. We go local emit mic on or off. And then what do we do with it? So we change the label to ... and that's it. We don't do anything with it on our side here. So we allow webrtc manager to observe the result of this. Okay, yes. And so if mic count is, oh, but the mic count, this is looking at state, and we never sent it across. Because we had a member manager that was listening for that, and it would send the on change, blibbity blobbity. We had a member manager that would do that. Member manager. And it would send a new state. Well, we have a signal hub for it, so I guess we could change our own state. Let's bring this back for a moment so I can see the code. So git restore assets.js member manager. So this thing was listening to present state, and all of that. New member, and it would do this update member. And this is the thing that would actually send it up. So locally, if you change the microphone, we need an observer on this, in order to change some state and then push it up. So we need some outgoing. This is our first kind of outgoing. So let's set up our outgoing. This is about transforming incoming into local. Export type outgoing events will be like member state changed, which will just be observable of types member state. I want to send that out. Outgoing will be the emitter of outgoing events. Outgoing new emitter outgoing events. So who should do the observation for when the mic is on and off and send that business out? Should it be webrtc manager? You're managing a little bit more than webrtc. Should it be the menu manager? You're managing more than just what the menu is for. I feel like maybe the broker could do it. Maybe the broker can do it. So we'll forward some things. Space broker is our gateway to the channel, so we're taking everything connect to the channel, taking set up channel subscriptions. Sets up incoming. We do some of this incoming and then pushing this out to the channel. We should move that move this to outgoing. Focus. So we want to listen for the mic. Update the local state. This forward mic pref as state. So So we're going to listen the local on mic. Doesn't matter what it is. When you push a message in, we'll subscribe to preference, and we need to send ourselves a signal, which we can do. We can cheat like this. We can say incoming or local dot emit for member state. So this would actually update our own member state. Where should we send this? How should we route this? If we did a broadcast to everyone, then we just have to send it to everyone and then listen to our own message. So if we look at space channel, we're listening for member state changed. And here's the new state. And we push that in, and then we broadcast only from ourselves, so we're not getting it. But if we just change that to broadcast, we'll get our state updated the same as everyone else. So the desire to turn the microphone on happens simultaneously for everybody. And we don't need special handling to update our state. So we could push a member state change and then just do broadcast. So in Space Broker, but do we have the previous state for us to be doing that? I think we might. So we have an observable of this, and we want to combine latest on the member states. So we could push out a new thing. So we do this snapshot of member states. So signalhub observables member states is everything. So it has a constant value, right? Because this is in Actually, no, you have to wait for um, you could do combine latest. Subscribe or map. Does Space Broker know who we are? Yeah, it's got orchestrator, so it can know with our member ID. So we want to map, so it's just us. Map states and just return states and this orchestrator member ID. So this will just give our map and filter where it's not null. So value equals, has to have a value. So const own state is this, and then const mic preference is this. So then now if you combine latest, let me see the marble diagram on marble combine latest. So I want one of both of them. Yeah, combine latest. Combine latest. And I also want unique, right? So I don't want filter and what is it called? Distinct. Distinct until changed. This could be an infinite loop, right? Because you're taking this thing, you're sending out a change, and that's going to change your thing, and then you're going to send it out again. mic's going to change with your previous value, you're going to send it out. It's going to come back in as a new thing, which combined is new to you because the combination is new. And then you'll end up sending it again, and then it'll stop, which I don't like. And this is confusing. We want to only activate on the mic changes. So when the mic changes, can we get the previous value from another observable? So if we get the mic and then, let's see, with latest from. So this one, and then you get a, yeah, with latest from. Tell me more. rxjs with latest from. If you want the last emission anytime a variable number, try combine latest. Other observable. Source pipe with latest from second source, map first and second. Yeah, that's what I want. So the signalhub report on mic pipe with latest from own state and so then map looks like you'll get the mic preference and then the state, and let's send this out. So what happens in the map? Okay, so you'll return state. Okay, well, so state dot mic preference equals mic preference, and then you'll return state. And then if we subscribe to this, new local state console log local state out. So broker is prepping this message to send back out. So go here, I'm not sending it out yet, but I want to see something. New local state. We're unpublished, hand raise mic pref on, turn it off, mic pref is off. Okay, we just inserted it in there. And we'll send it over the wire and hope we don't get an infinite loop. So we'll do signal hub outgoing emit member state changed with our new local state. So if we send that up, we'll get state updated, and hopefully that shouldn't do anything, but unmute. And what is our, let's see, mic on count didn't change. So did we push that up? Let's see. Let's see, member state change. Okay, outgoing needs to send that, right? So let's see, signal hub sets up the outgoing. Set up our outgoing, but we need to actually forward it. So the broker needs to set up outgoing. So incoming space channel on message goes the incoming. Let's see, forward incoming from channel to event bus. Then forward outgoing from event bus to channel. So we need to listen to signal hub outgoing. Subscribe to all events. returns this. Subscribe to all events? I don't know how to use this. Observer. It gives you an observer. Oh, so subscribe. No. Okay, subscribe. Figure this out later, but we can say on member state changed. We'll just subscribe to that and forward new state along. So you go this dot space channel dot push, then is member state changed, and the payload is new state. Okay, let's see if our own unmute count changes, or mic on count. Yay, got it. No infinite loop. Very good. Now I open up Firefox. Now publishing, did we get member count? Member count. Member count 2. Do that. And leaving channel mic on 0, member count 2. And correspondingly, we are also seeing that here too, right? Member count 2, mic on. So if I unmic here, there's so much Agora output here. Yeah, mic on, member count 2, and then start join channel. They both joined. Device check, input or output not found. Ooh, okay, this is good output. Testing. Oh, okay. Device conflict, maybe. Alright, so I'll close this, and we get member count 1, mic on 0, so that seems to be correct. And we have quite a bit of logs in here, right? It is not log count key 0, leading channel success. Okay, so I think it's something of an improvement. We still don't have this thing, so what should we do there? So on observation of our own thing, We could have a state for ourselves and a state for everyone else. No. Let's see, what do we want to do with ourselves? We want to, if the, so we have our state. State is updated. And we want to tap into it. We want to say that we're actually publishing. Then we could say publishing audio, or just have a different color, so it needs a couple of different states. But that's for the menu manager to figure out. Okay, let's take a break.